Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, fires continue to rage across Israel with firefighters backed by airplanes battling flames that burn through the countryside near several communities as well as cities, forcing authorities to evacuate areas where several homes have been damaged and over a dozen people have been injured. Israel's Attorney General orders the police to open an investigation into a government contract with Germany for 3 submarines and other naval craft. Syrian government forces advanced toward the rebel-held city of Duma, situated about 10 kilometers northeast of the capital Damascus, the strategic rebel-held stronghold that defense experts predict may be the beginning of the end for the Syrian rebellion if it falls. Fires continue to rage across Israel with firefighters backed by airplanes battling flames that burn through the countryside near several communities as well as cities, forcing authorities to evacuate areas where several homes have been damaged and over a dozen people have been injured. Strong winds and a dry spell continues to feed the fires across the country for its 4th day, which sprung up in several locations in central and northern Israel, with the most damage and injuries occurring in the hilltop town of Zichron Yaakov, where near a dozen homes were completely burnt and several people were injured, including 2 children and 2 infants.
At the moment, both aeroplanes as well as firefighters on the ground are dealing with the flames. No injuries have been reported until now, and of course we're looking to see whether the fire began as a result of severe weather conditions or whether there were any suspects who could have been behind that and started the fire deliberately.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu received a special briefing of the situation at the firefighting HQ, which was set up to deal with the fires raging across the country, during which the Israeli leader emphasized the 2 main objectives.
היעד הראשון הוא הצלת חיים. אנחנו נפגענו אמנם בממון, בכואב, ברכוש, אבל זה ניתן לתיקון. היעד הראשון הוא הצלת חיים ושמירה על בריאות התושבים, להרחיק אותם מקו המגע, לעשות את כל מה שדרוש כדי להבטיח שהם באזור בטוח, כל מה שדרוש, לא לחשוש. היעד השני הוא להציל תשתיות ורכוש.
Netanyahu said that Israel was prepared to do all in its power to battle the fires, emphasizing that while the current weather conditions predict a challenging and prolonged battle against the fires raging across the country, the Jewish state has learned its lessons from the worst forest fire in Israel's history, which struck the country's north some 6 years ago.
לפי תחזית מזג האוויר ששמעתי כאן, אנחנו עדיין לא יכולים לומר שתנאי היובש והרוחות שהם שיוצרים גם את ההצתות הטבעיות וגם הצתות לא טבעיות. הן מייצרות אפשרות להרבה מאוד הצתות. התנאים הללו אינם עומדים להסתיים, כנראה לא מחר, ואולי גם לא מחרתיים.
Meanwhile, the international community has answered Israel's plea for assistance, with several countries, including Turkey, Greece, Cyprus, Russia, Italy, and Croatia, sending firefighting planes in a coordinated effort to battle the raging fires across of Israel. Now to another matter, Israel's Attorney General ordered the police to open an investigation into a government contract with Germany for 3 submarines and other naval craft after the deal has come under public scrutiny, since it emerged that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's personal lawyer also represents the local agent of the German conglomerate, ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems, set to build the vessels. A statement released by the Israeli Justice Ministry said that the Attorney General ordered the investigation following new information that had been received from the police and in view of other developments in the matter. Both Netanyahu and his attorney David Shimron have denied any impropriety, and ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems said it has no contractual connection with the lawyer. During this week's cabinet meeting, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu denied any foreign consideration involved in the deal.
ביטחון ישראל מחייב רכש צוללות וחידוש צי הצוללות. אלה מערכות נשק אסטרטגיות שמבטיחות את עתידה, ואני אומר לכם את עצם קיומה של מדינת ישראל לעשרות השנים הבאות. חיזוק העוצמה הביטחונית של מדינת ישראל הוא השיקול היחיד שהנחה אותי ברכש הצוללות. זהו השיקול היחיד שמנחה אותי תמיד ואין בלתו.
The 3 submarines, costing about $1.5 billion, are due to replace aging vessels and will be delivered in about 10 years. Now to the raging conflict in Israel's northern neighbor, where Syrian government forces advanced toward the rebel-held city of Duma, situated about 10 kilometers northeast of the capital Damascus. The government forces targeted the outer skirts of the city with tanks and other weapons as they attempt to recapture the area from rebel forces, including the Jaish al-Islam militia, which means the Army of Islam in Arabic, a jihadist group believed to be backed by Saudi Arabia. The city of Duma, which was subject to one of the deadliest reported battles in the almost 6-year war in August of 2015, has been a strategic stronghold of rebel forces, an area which surrounds both government forces and their allied militias. Defense experts told TV7 that the apparent significance of the area will bring about fierce battles, with local residents fearing it would become a so-called second Aleppo. The experts also noted that if the rebels lose control of Duma, it would signify the beginning of the end for the Syrian rebellion. Now to Moscow, where Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov met with the president of the International Committee of the Red Cross, Peter Maurer, who arrived in the Russian capital for a 3-day visit. The two discussed humanitarian situations in various countries, including Syria. Following their meeting, Lavrov underlined the long-term cooperation between Russia and the Red Cross, which he characterized as impartial, honest, with a depoliticized character.
В последнее время мы особенно интенсивно взаимодействуем по гуманитарным аспектам кризиса в Сирии и ситуации на юго-востоке Украины, и мы очень ценим традиционно беспристрастный, добросовестный, деполитизированный характер деятельности Международного комитета Красного Креста.
Amid growing criticism of Russia by Western powers regarding allegations of disregarding a humanitarian crisis in the rebel-held part of Syria's city of Aleppo, President Maurer warned that the impact of the conflict risks to further destabilize international relations, which would further deteriorate the situation on the ground, urging countries to cooperate with regard to a humanitarian relief effort and shape a common understanding pertaining to international humanitarian law.
The impact of these conflicts risks to destabilize further international relations, and therefore it is important that we have an opportunity to define cooperation which works against these destabilizing effects of the conflicts.
President Maurer was expected to travel to Russia in a bid to secure access to civilians in eastern Aleppo. Hundreds of people have been killed this week in a concentrated push by the government and its allies to quash resistance in the rebel-held eastern part of the northern city and re-establish control over what was once Syria's largest commercial hub. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. For more updates from Israel and the region, please join our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan, Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.